County Sheriff. Justin Warren, Assistant District Attorney.
I'm Justin Grantham, Chief Investigator at the District Attorney's Office.
Sergeant Eddie Clark from Jackson County Sheriff's Office.
Captain Randy Moe, Sheriff's Office.
And the U.S. Attorney's Office wanted to be present. They weren't able to make it, so they wanted to offer an apology for them not being able to make it in time. So, as everyone knows, we've been looking for Jacob Scott for a while. He's wanted out of Jackson County, Mississippi on a 14-count indictment for sexual battery, lustful touching of a minor, and exploitation of a minor. He's also wanted out of the Southern District of Mississippi, the U.S. District Court, for an unlawful flight to the board of prosecution. So, as many of you know, we put out a nationwide press release yesterday. What we were doing is announcing that Jacob Scott had been added to our U.S. Marshals Top 15 list. And with that, we also increased the reward from $5,000 to $25,000. So, yesterday afternoon, the reason why we're here is we want to formally announce the arrest of Jacob Scott. So yesterday afternoon, around 6 p.m., we received a tip. It came from the Fugitive County Sheriff's Office in Oklahoma. The tip was somewhat vague, but it basically said that an individual fitting the description of Jacob was living in an RV in the Antlers, Oklahoma area. They also said that the individual looked just like the photos that we released, and also said that the individual had the exact same tattoo on his forearm. So what we did is we coordinated with our Eastern District of Oklahoma office. We asked them to coordinate with the Fugitive County Sheriff's Office, and they immediately responded to the area. Once they got to the area, they were able to locate the RV, and they attempted to make call-outs at the RV to get the occupants to exit the RV. After a few minutes, an individual fitting the description of Jacob exited the RV. He came out, he was questioned, and he initially would not provide any information to the U.S. Marshal Service. So what we did is we verified his tattoos, and after a few minutes, he admitted that he was Jacob Blair Scott from Mississippi. So he is currently being held at the Pittsburgh County Jail, and he is pending an initial appearance in the Eastern District of Oklahoma, United States District Court. That's kind of an overview of what happened yesterday. So I'll turn it over to you.
Good afternoon. First, I want to thank the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. I want to thank our U.S. Marshals and their counterparts in Mississippi, Colorado, and Oklahoma. We thank you for your hard work and your commitment to helping us bring Jacob Blair Scott to justice. I also want to thank our Orange Beach Police Department for their thorough investigation of Mr. Scott's disappearance. I can tell you this was certainly a collective effort, and if it wasn't for the dogged determination of these investigators and them getting the expertise of the marshals, we may have never known the truth about Mr. Scott's disappearance. We believed that he was alive, and we were confident in your ability to apprehend him and locate him. We also want to thank the citizen that gave the tip that led to his apprehension. You know, we tell our community all the time, if you see something, say something, and this individual did just that, and we are grateful. At this point, our office will continue with the prosecution and seeking justice for this victim, and we just want to extend our deepest gratitude to law enforcement for the hard work they'll do in this case.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
I too, as a sheriff of this county, am grateful for the cooperation that we have amongst our federal, local, and state law enforcement officers, not only up in Jackson County, but up and down the coast. And it shows you how things can get done and the good work of law enforcement and the courts can get accomplished when we cooperate with each other. And we're going to continue to do that. And when we put our citizens first, as we will, as long as we're able, which is going to be as long as I'm sheriff, and I'm sure everybody else here feels the same way, our citizens are first. And we're going to do that, and we're going to protect our citizens with every means available. And I really want to compliment the investigators that worked so hard on the case, Eddie Clark being the lead investigator from the sheriff's office, and him getting out the word that we were looking for this guy, which prompted other organizations to help us, because the ultimate goal is to take care of our people. And that's what we're going to do. And I want to give credit's due, the guys that were out there on the ground, that were answering the calls and doing the work. And, but of course, it cannot all come together unless we have cooperation and hard working and good, relationships with the DA's office and the federal government and U.S. Attorney's office. So again, I want to give a big shout out to Eddie Clark, and Randy Mullin, and to Jeremy Stillwell of the, Marshal Service, and all of our friends in law enforcement. And, this stuff couldn't come together without the help of everybody working together, and we'll continue to do that. So thank you very much for coming out today and supporting us in this effort.
You'll take some questions.
Questions? Yeah, we're prepared to take some questions. Come on up. Good.
Was he working? If he was, what was he doing?
I'm sorry?
Was he working? If he was, what was he doing?
So obviously, there's still a lot of things that we don't know, but we do know, based on information that we discovered, that other individuals stated he had been in the area approximately 2 years. So we believe that as soon as he created this fake scene over here, we believe he fled to that area.
Did he have a fake name? Do you know what it was?
He was going by the name of Blue.
Jeremy, can you describe, if at all, whether there was much, if any, resistance when police arrived at the RV park and he was taken out?
Basically, the only resistance was that he didn't want to give his name in the beginning, but once we were able to identify his tattoos and confronted him with that, he decided to really come forward and say he did it.
Seems like not much changed except for the money. Is this a case of money talks?
I'm sorry?
It seems like not much has changed in this case except the reward money between day before yesterday and yesterday. So is this a case where you feel like money talk?
Well, absolutely, and the district attorney's office hit on it, is that, you know, any type of reward increases the participation in the community, so that basically we believe that since we put out that nationwide press release, we were able to get someone to come forward, and we're able to, you know, find his location.
Was there an idea he was in this part of the country already, or how was word spread in that part of Oklahoma about the increased reward?
So we're not exactly sure on that. We don't know if it was through social media or through an actual press release through a media organization. But we do know that when we did the press release through DC, it went out to various news organizations all across the United States. We received several tips before that, and we received some that came in after his arrest. But we were receiving tips from all across the United States.
Was he living alone, or do you feel like he was being helped by somebody during this period of time he's been off the grid?
Well, this is an ongoing investigation, so we're gonna kind of defer to the district attorney's office and see, you know, there's still an investigation going on, so we're gonna kind of defer to that.
Where are we? What's the procedure now in terms of extradition?
So basically, you'll see a federal judge over in Eastern District of Oklahoma, and then they'll decide if he's gonna get a bond or not, and then he'll actually be extradited back to Mississippi.
I'd like to say too as well, is that, you know, right now the investigation is really gonna start up again. I mean, as it's been ongoing, but what I mean by that is that we were going to, once we get him back and in custody, we're gonna follow up leads with subpoenas for loans, for records, for any other matter that may concern us, to see if in fact there has been some, getting some help. And, you know, we're gonna follow all these leads to the court. And we will make any appropriate charges to anyone that may have helped him along this way.
Has the original sheriff 14-count indictment with those 3 charges changed at all because of anything that's come to light since the original indictment?
Nothing has changed as far as the original charges go, but you know, but there could be some additional charges that come up as a result of him fleeing here. And, you know, if there's anybody else that helped him along the way, there will be some additional charges we can put.
The district attorney can maybe speak a little bit and remind us of the severity of these initial charges, what we're talking about here, and why he may bring. Could you step towards the microphone? I know there's some very serious charges involved here.
The indictment is for multiple counts of sexual battery of a child between the ages of 14 and 16, touching of the child for lustful purposes and exploitation, carries a day-for-day sentence, requiring registration as a sex offender,
obviously, this is the very reason we have bonds set the way they are. If you could comment to this period of time that's passed, obviously you have victims, you have a suspect you felt was on the loose. You didn't feel like he had taken his life or was lost. Can you speak to that a little bit and how this is now one step closer to that closure?
Right, we're just gonna get a trial date and we're gonna move forward with the prosecution of the case. We can't undo the time that has passed, and we are going to, with all due diligence, move forward in the prosecution. Okay?
Okay.
Angel, one last question to you. What, does this mean anything? Have you talked to the family involved? I know we're not near the point of talking about any kind of closure, but have you been communicating with the family? Have you heard how they may be reacting to where this case is right now?
My office notified the family that he had been captured, and I'm not gonna speak on the family's behalf, but we did notify him that he had been captured.
Maybe Sheriff, without going into too many details about the investigation at the beginning of all this, what was the main reason y'all felt like he was still alive?
Well, we, as trained investigators and working with the Orange Beach Police and with our guys and the whole totality of the whole circumstance, it looked just like a staged suicide, and we, you know, no body found. We talked with the Coast Guard. We did an extensive search out there, and it just didn't fit. You know, there were red flags going up, notes, the way that firearm was tied to the boat. It just did not pass the smell test, and we didn't believe day one that he had committed suicide, and so we just continued to follow what leads we had.
Any idea how he got to Oklahoma, how long he'd been there? And do you think he'd been there in this entire time, or have there been stops along the way?
We don't know. The only time will tell, you know, through research and records and things of that nature. But right now, we don't know.
Okay, did you say he was working? Is that what you said at the time?
That was information that was provided by someone that was there in the community when he was arrested.
Any idea what type of work he was doing?
No, there's not.
Nothing about, okay.
Sheriff, Scott was labeled armed and dangerous. How dangerous did you consider this fugitive?
Well, anytime somebody stages a death like that, the firearm is supposedly involved, you don't know what you're dealing with. Somebody that's on the run, you don't know what you may come up with. So, you know, that's the reason why we put out what we did. You never know. Somebody gets desperate, what they may or may not do.
Does he face any charges in Pittsburgh County? Does he face any charges in Oklahoma before he's extradited?
Not that we're aware of at this point.
Okay. I thought you said he had something going on there before he could be extradited.
No, not that we're aware of at this point, but it is an ongoing investigation, so we're not aware of any.
Was he living under an alias?
Any
Was
other-
he living under an alias there?
Yes, he was actually going by the name of Luke.
Luke?
Did he have a cell phone? Do we know?
At this point, we're not aware. And if nobody else has any other questions, I think we're gonna conclude this.
I do.
Thank you.
I guess, came in at the end, traffic, sorry. But, can you just give us an update as far as, what we have here today?
So basically, we received a tip yesterday around 6 p.m. that, there was an individual that fit the description of Jacob living in a RV in Cushmawa County, Oklahoma. So what we did is we coordinated with our Oklahoma office, they coordinated with the sheriff's office there, and they were able to go out and identify the RV that we believe this individual was staying in. They made call outs to attempt to get the individual out. After a few minutes, he did come out of the RV. Initially, he would not reveal his name to us, but once we confronted him with his tattoos and the information that we knew, he decided to tell us he was Jacob Scott from Mississippi.
Talk to us a little bit about that joint effort between the two states.
So obviously, law enforcement is great at working together, and we love working with Jackson County Sheriff's Office. We love working with sheriff's offices across the United States. So anytime we're able to do a joint effort like that, it just shows how much law enforcement is able to do. It's obviously a team effort. There's no credit for any specific agency, but we definitely appreciate all the support that we've got here and across the United States running down these leads.
how soon will he make it back to the state?
We're not sure, so he'll see a judge over there, he'll have an initial appearance, and then once that happens, he'll be extradited back here. We don't have a specific timeline. All right, well, we appreciate y'all coming out, so.
I have another question. Early on, this young man, and maybe Angel would be the one to answer this, was granted a bond in this case. Are we looking back at that and rethinking these decisions that were made in that particular case?
Well, I'm not going to speak as to the facts of any one particular case, but everybody is presumed innocent. And so when you commit a crime, you are entitled constitutionally to a bond unless certain exceptions are met. He was entitled to a bond. Bond cannot be punitive. We don't set bonds to punish people because they've been accused. And so we make sure that people are afforded their constitutional rights. Every person accused of a crime is entitled to a bond, and the judge took into consideration the factors that were available to him and made the best decision he could make at that time.
Well, let me ask you this. In this case, Judge Jackson granted a bond to this man so that he could have a surgery that in the end they say he never had. I mean, is there concern in this case that maybe a bond shouldn't have been granted if he had already?
He was entitled to a bond. I'm not going to question that
Okay.
he got a bond. He was entitled to a bond, and he got it. And he was afforded the same rights that you and I and everyone else have. And so I don't believe that was an error. It was affording him our constitutional rights.
Okay. What about, I know he was in a plea deal. Is that off the table?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that was announced on the record when he didn't show up.
Okay, thank you all for coming.
Okay, guys, that was a press conference that was giving the latest update about the arrest of a most wanted fugitive from here on the coast, Jacob Blair Scott. Now, this search ended less than 24 hours after he was added to the U.S. Marshals list in the Mississippi Bay. He was located actually in Oklahoma around midnight last night. You're good. He was wanted for allegedly faking his own death in Orange Beach. Now, you may have seen yesterday when the Sun Herald posted a story that showed pictures of a raft with a gun on it, and they said that they could tell just from the look of it, and they said it was very much looked like a set up, fake suicide, things like that. So that is why he added to the 15 most wanted list as well. He was actually on TV last night as well. He's wanted for the aborted prosecution for raping his 14-year-old stepdaughter. Now, this was a collaborative effort between Jackson County and U.S. Marshals, along with a lot of other officials from around the country, making sure that this man was found. And again, he was found less than 24 hours after he was put on that list. And there's also a $25,000 reward. We have not yet heard if that person who was the tipster has received that, but they said that a tip was absolutely vital in making sure that this guy is captured. He was working under a fake name, as you heard. Margaret Baker was asking about that. She has an exclusive story up on sunherald.com. We are the only outlet that has reaction from the family. So make sure that you tune in to sunherald.com. Not only will we have this live update video that you just saw, it'll be on our YouTube, but we will also have a higher quality, probably a little bit better sound as well on our website. So make sure for all the latest updates, you go stay tuned to sunherald.com as well as Sun Herald on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are going to wrap it up. So thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.
Hey, Randy, are y'all sending us pictures of him now?
Yeah, Marshall's got. I know Eddie's on. That's why from the scene over there, we had our suspicion.